Welcome to today's Power Bank Challenge. In today's challenge, I'm going to use this EB3A Bluetti to warm up 8 ounces of milk for a baby or an infant. And then I'm going to use an unconventional way to make this can of soup. So then afterwards, we're going to hook up 2 solar panels and charge the battery back up. So let's get started. So let's start warming up the baby bottle. I'll turn the Bluetti on and plug it in. So for those who don't know how the baby bottles work, on the side here, it says 8 ounces of formula or milk. This shows in a house or in a cold. So in the house, it'll be 9 milliliters for 8 ounces. Outside, it'll be 13 milliliters. And on the back of this, you can see there's graduations, and it'll tell you how high to go. So 10 milliliters is here, so we'll go just below 10. We'll fill it with bottled water. Too much. We'll put that in there. We'll turn on the AC power. And then we'll hit start. We're using 300 watts. And the bottom of this unit says it is 300 watt unit. So we're getting the same results. It says 301. So we'll see how long this takes to warm up. It's going to be a couple minutes. You can hear it boiling already. Once the 9 milliliters that I put in here runs out, this orange light will turn off. Feel the hot steam coming out. I can see it on the side of the bottle. So that just kicked off. My wattage dropped down to 0, and I've used a total of 9%. And I should have a warm bottle of milk. So that's good. So the baby milk is done. So heating that bottle took exactly 2 minutes. So now let's see how I'm going to heat the soup. So I got Campbell's chicken noodle condensed soup. I'm going to use this 1.5 pint canning jar. And pour the soup in there. And rinse out the can some. Fill this up with another can, just a little bit less than a can. We're going to go 20 ounces. And it's on the side of the jar. You can see 18. The 20 is up right up near the top. We're going to use the same baby formula warmer to warm up my soup. So for this, we'll have to do this several times, but we're going to fill this up. Just pour it in the side. To start, it's using the same 300 watts. It's a 300 watt electric heater in there. So it's going to steam what's in the water that's inside here, and it's going to use that to heat what's inside this jar. So we'll run this 5, maybe 6 times. Let me show you this too. I got my gauge. It's going down. That's 60 right now. Probably about where it's going to stay. So 60 when we started. I'm also going to put a little canning lid on there to help hold in the heat. Just a little bit. We'll get the next one ready. There's a spot on the back of the bottle warmer here to hold that container. We went from 90% down to 72, so it's 18% we used. And we went from 60 degrees to about 115. We're down to 58%, so we used 14% that round. We're at 150 degrees, or 49%. So we used 9% that time. We'll dump the fourth reservoir of water in there. We're at 160 degrees also. 40%. So we used 9% on that run. For about 165. So that was the 6th cycle that completed. We also completed the 5th. On the 5th cycle, we got down to 32%, 170 on temperature. 6th cycle, we're down to 24%. And we're at 175 on the temperature. I don't think it's going to get much hotter. Let me try it. To be careful with the steam around the, come up around the edges, plus the lid was hot. Oops, I lost the thermometer. That's not real good. This is hot right now. Just a little bit too hot, so I'd have to let it set. So I think that was a success. Stick around to the end and I'll show you how I hook up the solar panels to this so we can charge it. So in summary, we were able to warm up a baby bottle of 8 ounces of milk. It took 2 minutes to do that. And I used 10% of the Bluetti EB3A's power. So with the remaining amount of power, we use that to cook a can of Campbell's condensed soup. Try to say that a couple times. So it was a 10 3/4 ounce can of soup, and we added more water to get a total of 20 ounces. And I used a 1.5 pint canning jar. And that actually fits. This one fits in here nice. It's still got some movement. One thing you do need to be careful with is if it's a tight fit. Some of my jars, this radius right here ended up sealing on the inside. So you don't want to have that. The steam has to get somewhere to go up around the jar. So it's got to be loose. Same way with the baby bottle. So it's an unconventional way of cooking it. So you do want to make sure you're being careful. But it did heat it well in here. It heated it to 170 degrees. It took 6 cycles of filling this full 6 times, running it in here. So we went from 90% down to 25%. So we used 65% of the power here to heat up 1 can of soup. We probably didn't have to do 6 cycles because it was 175 degrees and I had to wait quite a while for it to cool down. So we probably could have stopped at 165, 170. So it's after 4 cycles or 5 cycles. Each can of soup is probably going to be different. The amount that you have in here is going to be different. If you don't have the tall glass, the 1.5 pints, you might have just a pint. It's down around here. It's going to heat up quicker. Now let's go plug in the solar panels. So this is the Bluetti EB3A. It's a 68 watt solar panel. It's a foldable panel. It has the cables inside this nice zipper pouch. So you got your red and black MC4 connectors. Then there's snaps on both corners. And it unfolds. And there's a tripod on the back. And then it has different heights that you can set it at for the different seasons. So I have mine set up pretty high right now because we're in the winter months. We're in February. And then I have two adapters that allow me to put those both in parallel. So one's for positive, one's for the negative. And then this is the cord that comes with the Bluetti. One plugs into the front of the Bluetti, and it has two MC4 connectors on it. So those will plug in to my adapters. I'm going to get parallel so I can connect two PV68s, which will be 136 watts. I'll take the panels. I'll snap the first one together. Take the second one. Snap both those in. And we'll plug into the front of the Bluetti. Turns on by itself. Says we have 17 watts coming in right now. 36, 52, 56. So it's 4 o'clock in the evening. The sun is low in the sky right now. We're charging at 53 watts. And it says it would take 4.7 hours to charge. So we're not going to get it charged tonight. The sun is out good and we will take advantage of it. So if you like more videos like this, subscribe up here and watch more videos down here. Have a good day.